What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are headed out to go help a cousin plant some wheat. I'm going to be running a John Deere 8300, pulling a hard tooth drag. He's running a 8345R, pulling a, I think it's 2660 VT disc, vertical tillage disc made by John Deere. And then we got another guy showing up, another family member. He's showing up with a I think it's a 6145R John Deere, pulling a, I don't know what size it is, but a John Deere grain drill. But we're gonna get out here and try to get some wheat planted. We got two pastures to do, or two fields to do, and we're gonna have some fun. I love these old 8300s. That's really the only reason why I'm showing up, so I can run this 8300. But make sure you tune in. I'll show y'all kind of what we do, how all this operation runs out here, and we'll have some fun, you know what I'm saying? Probably tear some stuff up. I mean, if you follow me long enough, you might as well know that stuff's gonna get torn up. That's just who I am. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is what we're running with on our disc. John, oh, I was wrong. I said 2660. This is 2623 VT. This is what we're running with to pull it. Like I said, 8345R. Let's see how many hours are on this thing. I ain't been in this tractor in so long, I can't even tell you where the hour meter's at. But this is what it is. I'm about to hop in the 8300 and get to work, but I just wanted to show off this 8345R and the disc. Getting her done with this hard tooth drag. '8300 four-wheel drive, duals in the rear, brand new reman engine. What's going on, everybody? Back here with another video. We are going to be working on the John Deere 310, the disc I picked up the other day. Like I said, some of these gangs, well, they all need new bearings, but one of these gangs need to be rebuilt. So the plan for today is to get this gang dismantled off the disc frame itself, break it down, take everything apart. That way I can see what I'm working with. Nyla wants to say hi. She's a pretty girl. But we're gonna, like I said, get this gang taken off and get it fixed. Then we have to take two tires off because it needs two new tires. So we're gonna remove two of the wheels, get tires ordered for them. I'm just gonna slowly work into getting it fixed up where I need it to be, and but I'm gonna end up dismantling every gang there is on here, because for one, they need the blades replaced, and for two, they all need bearings, and I just want it done right. That way, when I go to hook up to it in the spring and next fall, this disc performs how it needs to be and does everything I asked for it. So I'm gonna set y'all up in the tripod, and we're gonna start dismantling this one gang here. All right, everybody, I got you set up in the tripod. This takes 1 1/8 inches. I got it dremelled in here. And I got my new breaker bar I just went and picked up, because I tried getting this off with my little impact, and my little wrench or ratchet couldn't do it. So breaker bar did. So I was mistaken. So what I was gonna do, I was just gonna take these bolts apart here off this main bar. But the way this disc is made, all I have to do is get, I bet you that's a 3/4, get a 3/4 inch socket, get on this bearing. I think there's 3 of them. Take off these 3 bolts on all 3 bearings, and I think then this gang here will drop out of place. So I'm gonna go get the socket for this, and we'll try that. Alrighty, I got y'all sit back up in the tripod. Went and got what I think we're gonna need. It is the 3/4 if anybody's working on this disc. But before I break that apart on them bearings, since I got weight on this disc, that end nut there, the cap nut of the axle, I'm gonna take my pipe wrench. I really wish I had a hammer wrench, but I'm gonna take this pipe wrench and get on there and try to break that loose real quick. That went a whole lot easier than I thought it would. That should have never came off that easy, like, I'm just gonna be honest. So I'm probably gonna have some bad luck somewhere else. Just to show y'all what I'm doing here. So, like I said, I took this cap nut off this end of this disc gang axle. And if you look up in here, see this bearing's got wire and all sorts of junk in it. There's, I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 3/4 inch nuts. Just get you a ratchet or a wrench or whatever. Get in there and take these nuts apart, and that will release this bracket here. And you got to do that on the other 2 bearings, and then your gang will drop out, and then you could dismantle your gang. So I'm gonna probably set y'all up on the time lapse of doing this one gang, and once it's dropped out, I'll pick back up and start talking to y'all a little bit. All right, so we got the bolts out. We're gonna hop up in the tractor real quick and lift this disc up and try to pull forward, or actually back up, one of the two. And we should be able to get that gang. We should be able to get that gang out from under that disc. So let's start this tractor up. Every time. All right, let's put the tires down. Just like that, we no longer have a gang connected to our disc. So let's get out, roll this out, and take a look at it. All right, so I got y'all set up in the tripod. I'm gonna try to wrestle this gang from under this disc. On the other side of this disc, there's a safety thing that you can throw in on top of the cylinder. Actually, I'll just take y'all over there and show y'all that real quick. So, when you're working on this, and to prevent cylinder bleed off, they got this little thing here. You just slide that on there. So that cylinder can only move that far before that disc can fall down. So that'll actually help us out a little bit. But I'm gonna set y'all up and we're gonna wheel this gang out. So this bad boy is in way worse shape than I ever thought. All these spools are going to have to be replaced. I mean, look, that's not supposed to be like that. Bearings wore out, pulling crooked, busted spool. This bearing, your bearing is not supposed to look like that. But, and we're gonna see what it looks like once we get this off here, but I don't want the axle to be ruined. Alrighty, we're gonna dismantle this disc one by one so I can kind of show y'all what's going on here. Spool, I like to lay everything out as I'm taking it off. That way when I get the new stuff, I can kind of have an idea of what I need to do with it. Like I said, we got baling wire all on this thing. Or barbed wire, never mind. Let's set that right there. I have to figure out how to get that bearing apart on a later date. Nyla? No. See, this spool is all bent up. We're gonna have to replace it. Another busted spool. Like I said, every spool is busted on this. May have to go get the sledgehammer. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put y'all on a time lapse of me dismantling this. Y'all get the process, just take it off and lay it out. It looks like we got quite a bit of damage on this gang though. So I'm gonna go get the sledge and try to break that disc loose and see what we got. All right, so what we got here, your cap. I mean, that one ain't too bad. This is bad. I mean, you get the process. All this is bad, but what you want to do, lay it out how you took it off. That way you know what to do. I might as well get a new axle. Because, I mean, I don't know if you can really tell, this axle is worn out. So I'm going to have to replace the axle. I might as well just buy everything new for this whole gang. I might save those half spools, but the full spools and all the blades, I'm going to replace. That way, this gang's done. And I don't know what else we're going to do, but we're going to at least fully rebuild this gang. We're gonna take apart the other gangs and see what we might have to do. But right now, we're just gonna do one gang at a time until we get it to looking how we want it to be. But this was the worst one, so I wanted to do it first. Like I said, lay them out, which as long as you don't tear them all down at the same time, you kind of have a guide here, which I'm gonna have to look at a brand new one, because like it almost looks like there's supposed to be another bearing here. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna look at some parts manuals and kind of see exactly how they're made, because that gang had a lot of junk on it that I don't think it needed. I could be wrong, but I'm going back to how it should be factory. But that gang had a bunch of like these pieces here. It had all these little spacers on there, and I don't think those are supposed to be on there. What I think is it should have a longer spool. So they make a 9-inch and 11-inch spool, and I think it needs to have a 11-inch spool, and I think that's why they added all this junk in here. But I'm just going to look at it, view some manuals on the internet. While I'm here, I'm going to clean up all these, make sure they're straight and everything, and I'm going to replace all the cleaners and the hangers. Basically, by the time I'm done with this disc, it ought to look brand new. And it just baffles me, because there's a lot of junk on here I don't think it needs. And whoever ran this, I mean replace it before it gets to this point. Even Nyla says, what do you think, Nyla? Oh, she said, I don't think much of it at all. She's taking off. What do you think, girl? You think somebody messed up and ran this too long without replacing some stuff? Yeah, me too. But anyways, this is where we're at with it. I'm gonna order some parts. I've already got a couple bearings coming in, but it's gonna, I mean, I'm gonna need 12 bearings and everything to replace this gang, which is gonna run into my money. But it's still, I think it's cheaper to rebuild this whole entire disc than it is to go buy another one. So this is where we're at with it. All we got going on right now is just trying to push this brush further in this hole and getting it burned up. That way I can cover this hole up. And that's really all we're doing today. Like I said earlier, we tore down that disc. Came out to about $1,900 worth of parts we're gonna have to order for one gang. A little more than I expected for that gang, but that gang was pretty tore up. And now we're just doing a little farm maintenance, just trying to clean up the property a little bit. My goal is to slowly go around and rebuild this fence. And just keep doing a little bit of maintenance on this 5 acres till I get it the way that I want it. And we'll get there slowly but surely. Just takes time. And I'm cutting some of the trees out. And that's what all this was that I've got burning right now, is just trees that were in this fence row that we're trying to clean up. And then I'm gonna go over there on that west side fence of my property. It's the sand is piled up under the fence row, so I plan on tearing that fence completely out, pushing all that sand out, leveling it out, and then rebuilding new. But basically this video today is just gonna be a little day in the life slash that disc tear down. A little bit of everything, but I mean, that's all right. Sooner or later, we're gonna be taking an old brush hog I have and cutting it down and making a drag out so I can cover up the Bermuda seed that I'm gonna end up planting in these fields. But this is really all we got going on today. Just doing a little bit of farm maintenance and tearing down that disc. And at the beginning of the video, y'all are gonna see us doing a little bit of fall tillage with the family. I didn't get a whole lot of footage, but I just wanted to try to record a little bit what we had going on out there. I plan on getting a drone so I can actually get some decent footage of us tilling up the land and everything like that. So I hope y'all enjoy. Like I said, that's really all today's video is going to consist of, is that little fall tillage we done in the beginning, and then tearing down that that one gang of that disc, and now I'll burning a little bit of brush. But we'll get it one day at a time. Like I said, it's going to end up costing me about $1,900 just to repair that gang, which it's the worst gang of the disc. I'm gonna have to replace every spool on it and everything. Them other ones, the spools are decent, so I may get away with just replacing the disc and replacing the bearings. But we'll just have to see when the time comes. But we'll get her done, and hopefully the disc will last us a lifetime. I know I'm gonna have to replace bearings, but other than that, I hope I don't have to replace any of the spools or anything anymore. But next up is getting a planter. I'm debating whether to go pick up the planter I know of, because it's got a little rust in the box and I may have to do some welding and fix it up. But we'll just have to see when the time comes. It may be cheaper on it to go get another planter, because those 8300 planters are pretty cheap. But all I'm doing is planting this place in Bermuda, and I don't know whether I'm gonna run cattle on it or I'm gonna bale it in square hay and sell the square hay, because square hay goes pretty decent. But I don't know, we'll figure out. Just make sure to like, subscribe, tune in for future videos. Hopefully this channel grows as my farm and ranch grows, and we'll do like I said, mechanic work all the way down to the ranching and farming part of it. So make sure to subscribe. Thanks.